Choo choo indeed. How's it going, Dave? We're going to get started here again with some Run 8. And if you were here for the stream last night, we're picking right up where we left off. We're on the 906J local. It has started raining though, which is interesting. I don't remember if it was clouding up when I quit the stream last night or not, but yeah, it's definitely raining. It's okay, Bob. I know what I'm doing. I think I even have a plan. We're gonna go pull that cut there we left onto this track, and then we're gonna run around that. And then we need to go get some Frito-Lay stuff and tack that onto here, and then we can head back that direction forward. That's the plan. We'll see how well that holds up. I think I even remembered to turn the dispatcher on. I did. Look at that. I remembered to turn my headlights on? Probably not. Yeah, definitely had headlights on. 100%. So I'm attempting to kind of take the afternoon off work. We'll see how that goes. Should be quiet, but you know, you never know. Knock on wood. There we go. Knocked on some wood. Right about there ought to do. And let's go ahead and lace up the air hoses. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it saves the ankle cock positions or not. Better go check the back of the train and make sure it's not going to just blow all the air out the back end. Yep. It would have. Close that. You're supposed to be able to like click on these. Yeah, you can actually click, but I'm not very good. I've seen Warren Von Ross does that all the time. He's better at clicking on where you're supposed to click than I am. Truck and Firefighter, how's it going? Happy Friday. We're gonna see if this works. I'm attempting to take the afternoon off. We'll see how that goes. Like I'm working, but I'm not working. Alright, partially open that. Let's get some stats up here. We're neutral. Let's pump some air. What's up, Andy? Yeah, I just happened to have some time this afternoon. It's Hopefully slow. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to attempt to stream her for an hour or two. We'll see how it goes. I'm basically on call 24/7, so you just never know what's going to happen. It's good times. Alright, I think that flow rate's down enough. We'll open her on up. So if you were here for the stream last night, like I know Andy was in here, we're continuing where we left off. So I'm picking this cut back up. We're going to pull that back on the track. Then we're going to go back. I am going to go ahead and pick up the Frito-Lay stuff. I was looking over all the pickups we've got, and we can get them. So I'll grab the Frito-Lay stuff, tack it onto this whole train that we've got. You can see in the distance we've got some more train there. And we're going to take everything and head back that direction. And we've got 3 more industries, I think, that are trailing point on the way back in. They were facing point when we came out, so we couldn't switch them. So we'll be working those on the way back out. And it decided to rain because, you know, why not? Alright, let's go ahead and I'm going to release the handbrakes that may be any on. We are in full release. How are we looking on... Oh yeah, it doesn't like the train brake display when it's nose on, does it? That's alright. Looks like it's filling the reservoirs. Nick from Vegas, howdy howdy. Yeah, brake pipes looks good. It's just working on filling up the reservoirs. And if you don't want to wait on pumping air, you absolutely can just tell it to give it all the air and it's fine. You can just go on. I kind of like doing all that little stuff. For me, it's very chill and relaxing. Hey Mike, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, I know I've got a tiny channel, but I think that's kind of the appeal for a lot of people. You know, I'm 50 years old, and I'm not a very demonstrative person by nature, so pretty chill. We just hang out and play some games. Appreciate you watching. Alright, flow rate's down to 50. I think the rule of thumb is once it's below 60, it's considered a full release. So we should be able to move these. So let's hop into... Can I hit this key? No, I think I have to be in the loco. Then I can hit that key, and then we're in orbit. Orbit camera view. So right now, this is the lead unit. I'm actually nose on to the train because we're eventually going to be heading that direction with the train. We got to pick up some stuff first, but let's go ahead and pull this back into the siding, and then it'll be ready to pick up. So I'm facing that way, so we need to go to reverse. We'll roll off the independent and give her a notch. We are headed slightly uphill. So we're going to need some power to get moving here. Oh, yeah, you got to love the sound of the prime mover. You can see Bob there. He doesn't like to get out in the rain. I didn't blow the horn. There we go. So they've got a nice little siding out here that lets you do all the work. Like I said in the last stream, that's the nice part about having a track arrangement based on the real thing. It tends to make sense for the work you need to do. Because the railroads are in the business of making money. We're on a little bit of a downhill now. Let me go ahead and get... Yeah, we're probably not going to slow down too much. Let me go ahead and get 10-pound reduction. There we go. How are we looking up front? Yeah, we're plenty good. Make sure we're bailed off. I'm going to go ahead and drag this down to where it needs to be, but we'll get some air on so we can stop when we need to. There we go. We're all bailed off. And if anybody ever has any questions, let me know. I'm not a professional train guy at all. I just like trains and I play. I do know a little bit. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing or the game or anything, just let me know. I know we had that one AI train stuck last time because of a misaligned switch. I took a little look. I didn't see anything else that was set that way. So I think we're good. Things should be percolating across. Stuff is on the move. Oh, no. Oh, what's that? Got a thing over on the Bakersfield. You go check that out. When I'm not about to run into something. So I want to take this cut basically down here to this crossover. And then I'm going to escape by pulling the engines forward and getting on this other track. We're going to go down here. You can just see off in the distance the Frito-Lay factory. We're going to go pick up some cars there that need picked up. We didn't have any set-outs for Frito-Lay. We do have pickups. Switch to fly. Hear the brakes protesting. We only got about 10 pounds on, so it's not a lot of braking force, but it'll be enough to get us stopped. You can see as soon as I come off the throttle, we start slowing down, which is good. Rolling some independent, so it'll bunch up the slack. And then that way I should be able to pull the pin. Let's go ahead and get a few handbrakes on. We're on a little bit of a grade here. So we'll probably put on like four cars worth of handbrakes. Sounds about right. And we're going to close that angle cock. I'm going to be naughty and bottle the air. Pull the pin. And let's see, I think I had this guy set up. Yeah, there we go. That's my little teleport point. Hitting all the wrong keys. Maybe I should look at my keyboard. Oops. No, I don't want to click on that. I want to click on this. There we go. Alright, forward. That'll clean out your eardrums. Can't see. Yeah, if you got a subwoofer or good headphones, it sounds really good right now. Alright, we need to use straights. We'll need this one straight as well. I don't think we're going to need to come back across that. Let's get that going, and we need to back up. And we'll step on the pilot here, or not. Wait for me! There we go. We got it. Alright, we need to back up for, I don't know, a quarter mile or so. Then we also need to throw a switch down there. Oh shoot, I forgot I have to pull forward, don't I? I have to pull this cut forward. I got ahead of myself. Because we have this setting across the, across this. That's not going to work. I got ahead of myself. We need to pull forward. So, thing to do would be go all the way down, hook all this together, and pull it forward. That would be the thing to do. So we need to go forward. Let's go do that. I had a plan and I didn't stick to the plan. I didn't write down the plan either. Track speed here is 15, but we're going to cheat a little bit. I go quiet once in a while. I'm probably checking work email. I'm kind of keeping an eye on things. Hopefully nothing will come up. Knock on wood. Yeah, it's a good back scratcher. My wife, she got this free somewhere. It's I don't know if you can see it very good on the webcam. It's a little retractable thingy, and it used to have this on it. It was a really good back scratcher. It broke. It's pretty flimsy. It's just cheap Chinese pot metal. So I need to fix that. But it makes a really good back scratcher. Just, yeah, bring in some information that you didn't need to know. You need one of those, Andy? Yeah, it is. It is pretty awesome. I need to get in my workshop and I could JB weld it back together, and then I've got like some brass stock and stuff I could reinforce it with. So it would hold on a little better. Nothing like a good back scratch. Alright, I need to hop down to here and throw that. Ta-da! Hop on the step before it starts moving. So we'll put this all together. We'll pull it forward, clear of that switch, and then we can use the, you know, the both pieces of the siding here to run around. It's all part of the plan. Hey Drifter, welcome. The Drifter from the Hours. I'm not sure what that refers to, but I'll go with Drifter. Hey Pugs, howdy howdy. Hope y'all's Friday is going all right. May actually, it's probably not Saturday for anybody yet, but if you're across the pond, it's going to be evening for you. It's 1:30 here in the great state of Missouri. 1:30 in the afternoon. And let's see, a coupler's right down there. Running the engines light like this, it's definitely easier to stop where you want to. It's the independent. So much more responsive. You know, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to stop short and you let your brakeman or whatever he's called get off. He stands over here so he's safe from the other siding and he tells you to come back. I don't always do all that stuff because it is just a game. Sometimes I do. Kerchunk. Alrighty, we'll use F7 to make all the air hoses hooked up like they should be. And then if I do this key, check, the ankle cock is closed. Excellent. Run 8 has a ton of controls that like make life easy. I love it. You can go to the front or back of your train instantly. So this guy, we did bottle the air like we're not supposed to. I forgot. So we should be able to open that, and then we can do a partial open on that. There shouldn't be a whole lot of cross flow here. So we left the air bottled up in this cut. So we should be about good to go. We'll take off that brake application. Let everything equalize. We should be able to shove this guy on back. Let's go back down here to the back of the train. I do have DLC Drifter. I do not have any like extra third-party sounds or anything. I don't do mods in Run 8. That's frowned on by the Run 8 team, and I don't personally do it. I wish they would open up more to modding, but that's their decision. It's their game. I think they had problems in the past from what I've heard. And that's why it is the way it is. I don't really know any other details than that. All right, we're set to go out, so we need to come reverse. Ease on down and hook onto these tankers. As for which DLC, I couldn't even tell you. I've just been kind of buying it here and there over the years. I will say I have most of the SoCal routes, but not all of them. And then I've got most of like the mixed freight type stuff, because that's the kind of locals I run as far as skins go. And like a handful maybe of the locomotive skins. Yeah, some of the newer locos you can do the manual start with the button in the cab. Kind of varies by loco. Do 10-ish pounds on the brakes. Looks like we're going to have to push on a little bit. Or a lot. Getting too slow. Brakes were a little too effective. Probably should have just done initial reduction. We're going to be able to push it. I don't like to go over notch 4 pushing against brakes. It's hard on stuff. I'm pretty rusty at Run 8. Last night's stream was the first time I'd played in many months. So my train handling isn't the best. Yeah, it'll work. Alright, let's go ahead and release the handbrakes on everything. Let's slack do its thing. And then I'm going to set a temporary spot here so I can come back. I'm going to go back here to the back of the train. Close that. Set all the arrows the way they should be. I don't remember what we did between the lumber cut and the tanker cars last night, so let's check that real quick. Are we set to open? We are set to open. All right, cool. So if I go back to this spot, we should be able to introduce air into that. Let's see, we are in neutral. We'll give it a couple... 3 notches to pump air. Wait for our flow to stabilize. Then we can finish opening that up. Hey, what's up, Rusty IT Nerd? Hope you're well. Yeah, that's a lot of air moving, so we'll give it a minute. Problem is, if you just open the angle cock wide open, all the air is going to rush into the empty brake pipe on this big cut. And the brake system will see that as, oh, a hose broke. We need to go into full emergency. And it trips the PCS. I forget what PCS stands for. Pneumatic control system or something like that. But anyway, it's bad. And you have to reset it. I did that by accident a couple times last stream. Just because I was rusty. I would forget to hook something up and blow it all out. But, yeah, we got a release there. You saw the cars move. Let's go ahead and do a full release. And we'll let that stabilize again. And we can get this opened all the way up. Then how far do I need to pull up? I just need to pull up about 6 cars. I just need to clear this switch. And if you weren't here earlier, we're going to pull this whole cut forward. We're going to run around it on this siding. Come down here. We've got some pickups here at Frito-Lay. This is a Frito-Lay building down here. We've got a couple tracks worth of cars to grab. We'll pull those out, bring them back, stick them on the head end of this train. And then we're taking everything and going that direction. And we've got about 3 more industries to work on the way out. I think it's all pickups. I don't think, no, we've got to take these lumber cars to 84 lumber, but I think that's it. Set outs, yeah, just 84 lumber. Went to the hospital yourself? Uh-oh. Well, I hope everything's all right now. I know you've been going through some stuff. Cubic feet per minute. Man, this thing is pumping a lot of air. Let me go back to my spot. I mean, it's fairly stable. We can probably open that up all the way. Yeah, we didn't blow up anything, I don't think. Cool. We'll let that pump air. Let's go hop back in the cab and get dried off. What's interesting is this says 90 cubic feet per minute, and this is pegged at like 140. I don't know which one is correct. What do you think, Bob? Which one's correct? Bob doesn't know. He's just counting the minutes till it shifts over. I'm trying to make that into a sentence, Drifter, and I'm failing. E.D. Dickens. Elite Dangerous? I don't know. Something about the big boy. Choo choo. Somebody put a big boy video on the Discord. That was cool to see. I don't remember if it was Drifter or if it was somebody else. Somebody that was talking about the big boy in last night's stream. The Discord name might be different than their YouTube name. I'm not sure. Brain's got to adapt to the new normal. Gotcha. The brain is pretty amazing what it can adapt to. Alright, we're finally getting down there on the Weaver, but it's a little interesting that these numbers don't match. Take a screenshot of that. There's a lot of super knowledgeable folks over on the Depot server forums. Maybe they can tell me why there's a discrepancy and which one is more accurate. Because I thought this was the same as this. This should be the airflow out of the locomotives, is my understanding. Maybe this is more of like an overall brake pipe flow or something. Maybe that's why they're different. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're not talking to dispatch. If you're talking about this radio, Drifter, we're on dark territory. We're not talking to dispatch. We're on a little branch line. All right, that should be. We're below 60, or at 60 on here, below 60 on here. From my understanding, that means we have a full release. So let's go ahead and get moving. Need to pull forward about 6 cars, whatever that is. What are we looking at now for train length? 2,500 feet, basically. Got plenty of power, though, so we're good. Give it some amps. Then I can hop down to this guy. Yeah, here we go. So we just need to pull forward of the switch. Whole bunch of lumber. Would you believe it's going to the lumber store? That's our last set of drop-offs. I guess the AI is moving. I still see it spawning AI occasionally. Yeah, we don't have that one. We got, looks like it's setting up a meet here. Stuff's moving on Mojave. I think we're good. Let's switch that while I'm standing here. We do need to get the car further down, though. Lost momentum. I forgot I was going upgrade. We're going to be able to move this. I don't know that we are. We're probably wheel slipping with wet rails. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right. Let's redo that. Looks like we're getting a release throughout the train. See some slight movement. There we go. All right, that is thrown. Let's hop back in the cab. So come up to about here-ish. Are you watching Distant Signal, Drifter? Like, you're saying words, but I'm not following anything you're saying. They're just kind of random stuff. But I know Distant Signal is a YouTube channel. Anybody else following what Drifter's saying? I am completely lost. Alright, we should be forward of that. We're going to leave this part of the train here. So we're going to say handbrakes, 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 handbrakes. We should be good on handbrakes. We're going to once again be naughty. Bottle the air. Yeah, Rusty IT Nerd said he was sick. Not sure what's going on with Drifter. Speaking in code. It's one thing constant in the universe. Bob's unwavering look of disapproval. It still makes me crack up, even after years of looking over at Bob. All right, let's go around. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with U.S. railroads either, Rusty 18 Air, as far as the minutia. I'm very much a filthy casual when it comes to trains. is hold F11, switch cabs. Left control F11 will put you in the cab of your locomotive you're in control of. There's various other keys to like switch seats and stuff. I'm not familiar with those. I don't ever use them. Air keys, you can look front and back with up and down. Left and right rotate you by like, was that 45 degrees? 30 degrees? Something like that. Probably 30 degrees. Those are the ones I use all the time. There's a ton of keys. Unfortunately, the descriptions aren't always that great. Also, I put this in as a bug a long time ago. When you're in these menus, you're still interacting with the stuff behind you in the cab. Seems like that would be an easy fix, but maybe it's not. I'm, of course, not familiar with the code base. There we go. Get that guy closed. Whee! Alright, we're past the switch. I'm here. I don't remember what the alerter key is, so I just hit the bail off button. Yeah, there's an alerter key you can hit. Is that in the controls? Alerter reset. Right alt. There we go. That's intuitive. Alright, I'm gonna go to orbit so we can see. Oh, I've already went past where I was supposed to go. It's okay, we have cars at the second sighting as well. Whee! I was completely prepared. For sure. 100%. Totally meant to do that. Pretty sure we're supposed to be picking up these. I didn't actually check all the car numbers. You turn on tags. Yeah, these are all tagged for destinations. And then those 4 are as well. So there's 4 there. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 11 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 at Frito-Lay. There we go. Those are the cars. And then you are aligned to get those cars. Beautiful. Ooh, did I get it? Wink. Back on the ground. Yeah, look at that. We did it. Cool. Alright. F7 look up the air hoses. F5 release all the handbrakes. Are these empty? They are empty, so we're not even going to bother with air. Oh, it helps if you put it in forward. Those are empty or not. Oops. Every once in a while I hit spacebar to go up. All right, back we go. We'll grab these tankers over here. We're having quite a train by the time we're pulling out of here. Definitely see why they gave us 2 Jeeps. It's not just in case one breaks down. No grade here, but that curve introduces a lot of friction, so that slowed us down pretty good. Was there no collision on that? Oh, no, it's just kind of floating in the air. Fun. Okay, handbrake's off. Let the slack settle out. Air hose is connected. Can I even get to that? Kind of under the ground here. Fun. We'll do it from underground, I guess. A little bit of a bug here. You get a screenshot of that as well. Turn on that, and then is it that key? Yeah, that's the tile. I'll report that. We'll get a couple screenshots of it. Got some World Cup action going on. Nice. Well, good luck to whoever you're rooting for in the old football. Okay, I need to check. Are these loaded? They're not loaded. They're also empties. We're getting quite a few cars, though, so we should probably put some air in this. So let's do that. Brake pipe's coming up. Reservoir is filling. Perfect. Flow rate stable. Let's see if we can go ahead and open that all the way. Yeah, it's looking good. We can let that fill as we trundle our way down to the other end of that stuff. Should have enough for a release, in theory. Should be a good game, Rusty. All right. Well, good luck. Have fun. Ah, fresh air. The smell of diesel smoke. Yeah, I need to throw this switch when we're done. Here, let's go full immersion mode and watch the train roll by. This rain's gonna make me sleepy. So we're gonna run down past this. We're gonna grab the train here on our right. On the back end of that is the drop-offs for 84 lumber. So we may do that first. Because the next three industries that we have to work are all kind of right together. I guess it would have been smarter to have the 84 lumber at the front, wouldn't it? That would have been the smart play. I didn't realize how many cars we were picking up. Now we have this huge long train, and the cars we need to work with are on the back. So yeah, not too smart. Oh well. We'll see if the initial reduction will do it. We do have a little bit of a grade helping us out. I don't think that's really going to slow us down enough, so I'm going to take off another 4 pounds. It'll get slowed down eventually. So yeah, 10 pounds was the answer. Now I get to try to stop before I run into the rest of the train. That should be fun. So if I pull off power, we do start losing speed. That's good. Just keep pushing a little bit on it. Some particularly squeaky brakes right there. Bada boom, there we go. Well, since I bottled the air, this should be a quick pickup in theory. We'll connect the air hoses. Yeah, you're closed, so we can open you. Should be good. Got a decent sized train. I'll go ahead and do a brake test. Let's see, we're neutral. Let's go ahead and get the air pump back up. Then we'll do a proper brake test. So go back to the back of the train. Yeah, that brake cylinder is emptying out, so it looks like that release has made it through the train. Indeed. So I'm going to release all the handbrakes. North of the border, how do you keep your train compressed when backing up to a stop? Well, if you're backing up upgrade, then that's easy, of course. You just gradually come to a stop. Don't use any independent. If you're stopping, you know, downhill, it's a little more tricky. You usually have to use a little bit of engine power to keep the slack bunched in. It's a balance. Okay, we have a full release. So I'm going to go ahead and do a initial reduction. So if you're not familiar with this brake display, the two dots are the two locomotives, and then the bottom bar is brake cylinder pressure, basically. The top bar is coupler force. White is like nothing, and purple is full. So I've got the independent brakes on full, so the two locomotives are purple. I did an initial reduction, so we saw that flow through the train. So all the cars now, their brake cylinders have about 6 pounds on them, ish. I'm gonna go ahead and draw that down another 10 pounds on the equalizing reservoir, so we'll go down to 74-ish. We'll make sure that set propagates through the train, so you can see it's going darker orange. It's a little bit lighter here because that air pressure change has to travel through all the brake systems. Well, this is like my abbreviated brake test. It's not an official anything. It's just my brake test that I've learned from other people. And there we go. And then we do a full release. Got good flow. Just make sure we're not getting any sticky brake shoes. That happens occasionally. And if that does happen, usually if you do a couple cycles, or at least another cycle of application release, it'll usually unstick them. But there we go. White, they're all released. We don't have any sticky brake shoes. Awesome. Let's head for the rest of the industries. Let's actually put it in forward and then head for the other industries. Are you that heavy, train? I think it was that heavy, is it? Yeah, not bad. 5,500 tons. Still got plenty of power on the head end. Nice little picture. Stretching off into the rainy fog. Alright, let's hop in the cab. So we got to go up here around the curve a little ways, and there'll be like 3 industries. Kind of over back where we started on the last stream. That we need to do some stuff with. I believe we just have, yeah, we just have setouts ready for lumber. Everything else is just pickups. We have 4 pickups at A4 Lumber, and then we've got Bakersfield Recycling, Greenstone, and Suncoast. Yes, when you click on dialogues, it interacts with the cab. I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet. Must be a low priority. I did report it. Get some more amps on. We're almost done, Bob. Hang in there. Like I said earlier, line speed is 15 out here, but I kind of ignore that a little bit. Just in the interest of time. And north of the border rail, if you're still here, there's some really good train handling videos on YouTube. You can look up the Depot server. Is it on the Depot server channel or is it on the Run 8 channel? I can't remember now which channel. It's either the Depot server or Run 8's YouTube channel. They've got some good videos on there. Some of them were made by Chris. His channel is NS Horsehead SD70, I think. And he's done a lot of videos over the years of how to train handle coming down mountains and stuff like that. Proper braking and all those. So a lot of the train handling stuff I know I learned from those videos. Mr. Jensen, welcome. They are suggestions. To be taken under advisement. So we'll keep it around 20-ish. So now we have to go through the overpass, and then I think we start getting into the industrial area up there. We got a big old long train, so we're gonna have to do some planning. I kind of messed up. I should have had 84 lumber behind the engine in hindsight. That would have been the smart play. Well, we're on a little bit of a downhill. That's why we're continually gaining speed. We'll walk that down to nothing. All right, you guys keep an eye on the train. I'm going to go tinkle. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, much better. Let's see, is it this button for dynamic setup? It is. Let's get some dynamics on. So there is a siding here. Can I use that to my advantage? I could. That'd save me backing in with a huge long train, wouldn't it? This is a nice long siding indeed. Plenty of room to run around my train here. If I had known, didn't stop anywhere close to in time. Yeah, my train would actually fit on here, and I could have grabbed the lumber cars. Oh well. We'll still use it to our advantage. It's just not going to be quite as soon. So there's these industries we got to work, and then 84 lumber is right up here, and then there's another one just down the line. So all the industries we need to work now are right here in this area. So heading into a bit of an upgrade. But what I can do is I can bring these lumber cars, you know, right up here and shove the rest of the train back around them, back onto this siding here. And that'll let me work the lumber stuff more effectively, not have to deal with the whole long train. Maybe that's what that siding's there for, because they knew I would forget to put 84 lumber on the head end of the train instead of the back. So yeah, we'll do that. Where's the front of my train going? We should have plenty of room. It's not like we're going to hit the main up there, I don't think. I think we're good. We're just going to have lots of crossing bells here in our future. How long is the US rail car? It varies quite a bit. I don't know for sure. There's not like a standard, but does it tell me? This one is 60 feet. That's a pretty typical covered hopper. There's lots of different. These are pretty large for tankers. They're 59 feet, basically basically the same size. There's a lot of tankers that are more like 40 feet, 50 feet. Some of these high cubes are like 80 feet, but these are 55. So I'd say around 60 feet. It's pretty typical. But there are a lot of different exceptions. These gondolas are probably, yeah, they're 70 feet. 60 to 80. You know, some of the high cube, I think boxcars are closer to 80 feet. If I remember right. You get some power on. Forgot about that grade here. We got almost a 0.5% grade. So we got some pickups there. That's the 4 pickups we had for 84 lumber. Cool. Ding, 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 ding. I got to slow down a little too much. I didn't realize the grade was there. I wonder, could I stand on here and manipulate this stuff? So if I'm standing on here, I can't interact with that stuff. That's too bad. Yep, can't interact with it. Alright, fair enough. Hey you, let me click on you. So leave those there. Let my speed get down too low. Pull! Everybody pull! Hopefully we're not wheel slipping. I don't think it shows you wheel slip on this status bar. Where's my switch? Here's my switch. So let's get our position saved there, and then I can hop in the cab and see how we're doing. Yeah, we're not wheel slipping. We're fine. Yeah, Bob's going to be really upset if he has to get out and his mustache gets wet. Never hear the end of it. Keep going. Keep going. It's a little further. Perfect. Alright, now you can roll back. I have to help it a little bit. No, I hear the slack coming. But we will give it a little bit of a push. And let's see, we'll go ahead and get the... Oh, sorry. My bad. There we go. Go ahead and get the dynamic brake set up. I have a little bit of dynamic riding. I don't want to get it over like 10 mile an hour for sure. Keep an eye on the speed. Doesn't take much of a grade and the train can get away from you. This is a nice speed for just backing into the siding. This is Southern California. I didn't know it rained this much. I mean, you could set the weather if you don't like it. I'd usually just leave it on auto. Weather mode, auto. Yeah, we'll roll with it. I think the engines are in front of the covered hoppers. Still a ways up there. I can't even hear the bell. We're slowing down a little much. It must be off of at least part of the grade. There's the engines. I knew they were up there somewhere. So we'll get back on 10%. Would probably behoove me to go throw this switch. Just in case we go a little long, I don't want to derail. Man, we got quite a ways though. Well, I don't know. Let's go set a point down here. So we'll make this number 2. Just in case we end up shoving off the end. We're going downhill. I wouldn't think I'd have to shove that hard. Apparently I was wrong. Those grapes... Grapes? Brakes are grippy. I tried to say brakes and grippy at the same time. Came out grapes. I wouldn't have thought with just 6 pounds that we'd have that much stopping force. Especially going downhill. Apparently we do. I can't even push it. Alright. You can indeed, Drifter. You can spawn anything you want. Anywhere you want. As long as there's room on the track. Alright, did we get a release? We did indeed. Or if the back end of the train is not on a downgrade. That's kind of what it feels like. This gradient here is what the engines see. It's not what, you know, the back of the train could be completely different. Okie dokie. Well, that took a little while, but we finally got it done. We've got somebody going by on the main. I hear the horn. There we go. Got some war bonnets in the Run 8 Santa Fe livery. Cool. I heard your horn, brother. Now, where am I? I'm back over here. Alright, so we're going to leave these cars here. I'll be good and not bottle the air. Whoop, went through the fence. careful. I got distracted by work there for a minute. Gonna cause an accident. Alright, we'll get some air back in these cars. They're going to be heavy. They're full of lumber. 111 tons. They're all pretty much 111 tons. Yeah. So, decent amount of weight there. It won't take very long. It's a shortcut. Alright, let's hop back up here. So we're going to need to throw this switch after we go by, because we're going to pull up to 84 lumber. We're going to grab the pickups. Actually, I think I can put these in a different siding. But we'll be shoving the pickups back onto this train here. We'll see how many of these we can fit in this siding at 84 lumber. I think there's a couple drop-off spots. It's been a while since I ran this local, so we'll double check. So we got to run up. This is the lumberyard here. We're going to run up. Their spur is over here. It's a nice use of a 2D picture to look like it has depth. It gets a little wonky when you're looking at it from an angle, but... Here's our 4 pickups. Then if we turn on industry tags, yeah, we got this track here as well. So we'll put as many as we can here. I don't think they'll all fit, but we'll see what will fit. Yeah, they're definitely not all going to fit, are they? All right. In that case, let's do this. Should have stopped a little earlier. Since they won't all fit, we'll grab the other guys first. Back up a hair. We'll grab the pickups. We can shove what'll fit back in here. We'll put the remainder on that track. Didn't have a good plan when I came up here. That was my mistake. We stop with just the loco. I think we can. We'll tie on a handbrake here as well. Let's see. Take that off. I gotta back up just a smidge. Nope, we can coast backwards. Thanks, gravity. Appreciate it. Whee! Taking off like a scalded cat. Alright, you're gonna be... I forget if we had... I just had 1 and 2, so you're gonna be 3. Oops. I pushed the wrong button. Let's try that again. There we go. Yeah, I know, crossing bell, I know. Oh, I forgot to... Dadnabbit. I'm getting too distracted here. Didn't throw the switch. Derp. Let's try actually backing into the siding and see how that goes. Quickly away from the grade crossing. Down. Can I click that in time? Nope. It's all falling apart, chat. I just noticed that normal on this switch is not the direction I want to go. We'll get it. There we go. He'll hop on the step. Okay. These are empty, obviously, so we just need to take off the handbrakes. Pull them on out of here. Make you 4. Alright, let's go back up to 3. Actually, as we pass 4, we need to throw it. The engine's had an upgrade, so it'll naturally slow down, so that's good. Oop, I want to click on. Yep, yep. Too many clicks. Alright, let's go back up here to 3. rolling downhill, so it doesn't take much. Curd chunk. Now, if I'm really careful, I can take those in there and just use the independent. See how well that works out. Oh, they have... I didn't bleed the cars, right? When I stopped there, they had a brake application on. Don't. So we need to bleed the brakes on all these guys. Otherwise, they weren't going anywhere. Alright, let's pop back over here. Start slowing down. We'll let gravity help us slow. Gotta love those crossing bells. I don't think there's any car spawners on these roads down here. Otherwise, it would be a lot of stopped traffic for sure. All right, is that going to coast past? Yes. And this guy is the line to go back in there. Beautiful. Let this guy coast to a stop. Really shouldn't have to push on it much. Lots of fun little sounds. So if I put about 5 pounds on the independent, that should help control our speed a little bit. So we are heavy. Let's get down to below 5 miles an hour here before we get completely out of control. Alright, there's the end of the track. Whoa, horsey! So, really back to here. It's all that will fit. So we can say, pull that pin. Pull forward. No, I want to click on the truck. I want to click on... Come on, game. There we go. That's what I want to click on. Alright, these we're just going to let roll back in there. We'll see how badly that goes. You should already be... Oh no, you don't have any air, so you're fine. Oh, I can't pull the pin, though. Alright, well, let's put a handbrake on that. Let that settle back against it. Now we can pull the pin. Actually, you need to just sit right there. You're fine. Because you're ahead of the switch. Is there enough grade here? That's an underwhelming amount of coasting. We'll see how it goes. The old gravity switcher's kind of slow today. Yeah, my wife's been getting some cherries lately, Brian. And making cherry crisps and stuff. They are tasty here this time of year, too. And the old gravity switcher didn't do too bad. We have enough room here? Oh yeah, we're good. How quick do you want to slow down if I put your handbrake on? Pretty fast? Alright, cool. Oh, you get your own tree. Nice. That's even better. My mom has a lot of fruit trees. Makes lots of jellies and stuff. I don't know if we could grow anything here or not. It's clay and rock, so not very good for growing stuff. Typical subdivision. They scrape off all the good topsoil and sell it to get their initial investment of the land partially taken care of. So we had clay and rocks covered with a thin layer of sod. Alrighty, let's go back. Actually, should we just go ahead and work? We don't have any other set outs, we just have pickups. Let's just grab the rest of our pickups. I think this is the recycle center. 7720. 7720. Yeah, we just need to grab this gondola. And then there's some cars, I think, back on those tracks there. So yeah, let's go ahead and come forward. Grab that gondola and we'll just back up and grab the others, and then we're pretty much done. Yeah, there's a spot off like the back of the yard where the sod didn't get, and I've been putting like grass clippings and stuff on it for 11 years now. Starting to kind of get some soil going. Some patches of grass. It does take a lot of time to build up soil. Alright, so that should be this guy, I think. Ooh, does that say Red House Barbecue? That sounds really good. I'm hungry. That's my usual state of being, is hungry. Yeah, Red House Barbecue. Good. A little faster. There's the switch. Need a notch like 0.4. Gotta keep toggling it when you want to go slow. I think that'll get us past the switch. Yes, yes, ding, ding, ding. What are you doing out here in the rain on your forklift, buddy? You can get inside. What's this say? Kaiser Ransoms? I'm not sure. Not sure what that says. Alrighty. Remove your handbrake. Off we go. Lace up the air hoses at least. We'll be putting air on this once we get some more cars. So glad they added E as an option to board. You could always rebind it, but it's just handy that it's the default now. Instead of hitting like right control F11, or I forget what the other key is for that. Also, what I forgot is to slow down. Yeah, crossing belt, we get it. We get it. Ding ding. Right ear, left ear, right ear, left ear. I got a bunch of rusty scrap metal in that one. Okay, we still have pickups for Greenstone and Suncoast. I think those are both along that building that's right before 84 Lumber. I think. Let's go have a little look-see. Also, I forgot to switch that as we came out. That's why we're checking. Yeah, I think it's these two tracks down here. So we're coming into there. Yeah, it's these guys and those guys. Those all need to come out, I believe. So we'll let the train wander its way down through here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 there. And that is Suncoast. Yep, 8. And then we have 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 at Greenstone. Let's go get on some more dynamic. Start slowing you down. That looks like 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yep. Alright, that's the cars we need. And then you are set for straight in. Let's actually pick up the 2 first. The switch is buried. Nice. Well, the dynamics are effective. Confirmed. Alright, so let's do you as 1. You as 2. This guy we don't really need to set. Alright, come on back. These are empties, it looks like. So we could probably get away with just picking them up, and then we'll put air in it when we get those guys. Alright, let's come out of dynamics. Heister, yeah. I think that's what I said. That's what I meant to say. It could be a forklift brand. I'm not familiar with it. But I don't really know forklifts. I know Clark. Alrighty. Handbrake off of you. Handbrake off of you. Should be all set. We will deliver. It's kind of like Fedora Freight's slogan, right? Fedora Freight, we'll get it there eventually. Sometimes even in one piece. That costs extra. Oh, got distracted by Teams message again. Like, I'm taking the afternoon off, but I'm still keeping an eye on things. One of my minions is doing some work. We got some other chatter going on. By minion, I mean valued member of my team. Alright, all the hoses, all the handbrakes off. Forward hoe. Cool. Off we go. That's that. Now we just need to coast into this side and not hit too much. This is getting to be a lot of terrain for the for just the Independence, I mean. Alright, let's go back to, was it 3? 1? There we go. Oh, we have some rail here. It's apparently strawberry flavored. What's your favorite flavor of rail? Quite a few cars left yet. Yeah, if those are empty, I might want to go ahead and get some air in this once we get stopped. It is getting rather long. Alright, easier to a stop. Go ahead and put on full independent. Let's get some air in this bad boy. So close that up. We should have all the air hoses, but we'll make sure all the air hoses are set. I need to go to the front of my train. We are in neutral. You are open. Start airing her up. Two-inch. HF. Comp shoes. Okay. Warning, do not move car unless tie downs are secured in key slots. Safety third. When car is empty, place end of tie down chain in opposite hook. Lateral key slot. No, floor. Opposite floor lateral key slot. Cable over post hooks and tightened winch. Oh, there's a winch on here? Fun. Alright, let's get this guy open the rest of the way. Get some air in here. jack here. A little on the blurry side. Some of the newer cars have a lot sharper textures. These are kind of oldish, I think. Alright, flow is looking decent. Let's get back down to our number 2 switch. We are thrown. Ready to come on back. Alright. We'll release the independent. It should start rolling. Yep. We'll keep that throttle up. We're still pumping a lot of air. We'll just let it roll back for now. Yeah, we got the dinging. We got that dinging covered. I can move away from it a little bit. It is a little bit obnoxious. Let's grab a stirrup. Hello, good evening. Is it Alan Barisha? Might have said that wrong, but welcome. It's a little bit of dynamics on, just to slow her down a bit. Keep it around 5-ish. That initial reduction should start setting up soon. Maybe. Maybe not. Use some dynamics. There we go. Now it's starting to take hold. Chunk. Alright, let's get all the air hoses hooked up. Just with one L. Close that guy. Forgot to mark where I was, but see if we can find the front of this cut. It's the blue car, right? The blue car? Yep. Alright, let's get back in neutral. Pump some more air. Shouldn't take long. This is a fairly short cut. Flow stabilize. Go ahead and crank her all the way open. And that, ladies and gentlemen, should be our last set of pickups. Ta-da! Empty switch list. Excellent. Let's get back up to here. No! Not that close to the ding-ding. back here and we can watch it pull out. Alright, flow is less than 60. That should be a release. Start tugging on this thing. You have to tug a little harder. Come on, chat. Put your back into it. Oh, it helps if you take off the handbrakes. Forgot to do that on the new cut. There we go. We just need to go back and grab the rest of our train. And we're done. Can pull up to the main. I don't think I want to mess with trying to get it over into the yard. If I ever do that, I'll do it on a different stream. But that was fun. We ran the 906J local here in SoCal. Always a good time. I enjoy running the locals. Give it some welly bob. I don't know what that means, but I'm here for it. Shouldn't be anything up there ahead of us that'll hurt me. It's the theory, anyway. I believe I left that switch in the proper orientation to grab the train. I did indeed. Look at me being smart. Usually about the time I need to quit streaming, we get a big bump in viewers. That's the way it goes. We'll go a little longer. I got to get the train reassembled and get back up there. Nice relaxing time. Just finishing up this local. Alright, we'll go ahead and put a 10-pound set on there. That should get her slowed down nice. Yeah, I wonder what the origin of that is, Brian. That's interesting. Because welly is like a Wellington boot, right? Supposed to give it the boot, I guess? Maybe? Alright, release the brakes. Come on back. It always lights up the comments when I say stuff like that. Bring it on up. Bring it on back. See, I knew what it meant in context, but I've not heard that phrase before. I'm thinking about it, I bet it's you're supposed to kick it. Now, where I'm from, around northeast Missouri, we would call those type of boots gum boots. Because they're made from, like, gum rubber, I guess? I don't know. That's the only place I've ever heard them called that. Might have just been my dad's family thing. They had a lot of unique phrases for stuff. I'm sitting here just happily chattering along, and we're going to crash our train. Brace for impact! No! Oh, it's perfect. Look at that superior train handling. Beautiful. I think all the cars are even still on the track. Okay, we're going to hook up air hoses. We push that back so the rear angle cock should be fine. Let's get some throttle for pumpage. Let her rip. Was I bad and bottled the air? I don't think I did bottle the air on this one. I think I let it be. Yeah, see, the Danes know what's up. Yeah, we got quite a bit of flow there, so we'll let that settle out. Because we were going to need some air with this much terrain. What's our length now? Let me bring that up. So we're up to just over 3,800 feet. 32 empties, 31 loads. Still got plenty of power. 1.1 HP per ton. No problem. For what we're doing. If we were trying to go up to Tehachapi, that'd probably be not enough power. For what we're doing, it's plenty of power. Alright. Flow rates tapered off, so we'll go ahead and crack that open all the way. She's a big boy, almost, what is that, 3/4 of a mile long? It's getting there. Okay, we have all the independents on. I'll knock off all the handbrakes. We're going to do a release. We should be able to hold this with 2 locos. We should probably do a quick brake test before we try to pull on this huge thing. Oops. Yeah, we got a good release, so that's excellent. I need to pump up some air. Here's the end of the train. Here's the head of the train. That's all pickups from just running this local. Very nice. Got these empty lumber cars up front, which may not be kosher, but they're fairly heavy cars. So it might not matter. Yes, road crossing, I know. You're very proud of yourself. Alright, let's go clean up some switches. We didn't make it all the way down here, so we can throw this back. You guys need to get to work. You've been standing up here the whole time. Stick Bob on him. He'll straighten them out. So the one switch we need left is right here, so let's go ahead and set that as our slot 1. Do we need a brake test? Should we just YOLO it? It is still raining. I've been streaming for over 2 hours. It's still raining. Wow. We say, Bob, you ready to get this local done with? Yep, he's already clocked out. You can see it in his eyes. Once this flow gets down below 60 on this gauge, we'll consider it a full release and we'll move out. Then we're just going to pull up to, basically up to the main, which I guess I could go set up those switches. Let's go make sure we're all set up to get out. Back over to the main. Come through there. How do we actually get back to the yard? So why are you just sitting there? Might need to check on all the AI, make sure they're doing everything alright. Yeah, so if I came up here, we could get back over here and then there, and then we could get back over into the yard over here. So I think we're meant to come out this leg. Mustache is drooping. You can tell how many hours he's been on shift by the mustache. So yeah, we'll plan on going back out that direction. You guys... Yeah, you got dropped off there. So we are all done with this local. Let's just pull her forward. at the end of the slack. No wheel slip yet. That's good. That's a great video game. Thanks. This might not be too bad. Does tend to look too far down when you switch to this mode, though. It's kind of nice because it tracks the terrain as it goes by. Alright, that's another crossing bell. Oh, I must have hit the key. Whoops. Came out a little too much. So we need to go up past here. Oh, that train's moving now, I think. I just saw something go by anyway. So yeah, we'll pull up here and we'll stop before we get to the main. So if we go to Mojave, yeah, that's that guy. It looks like he's on the move now. Should be that guy anyway. I'm not even sure where we are on here. I think we're like here, maybe? No, I think the main splits off, so we're like here somewhere. We're in dark territory. We're not on the map. This is quite a grade. Pulled out too much throttle. It's the roach. Ay caramba. Some of the billboards are pretty nice. Tell you what, I'm going to set the weather to something else. Let's go to sunny. It's been raining for 2.5 hours. Kind of over it. So it should switch to sunny, I think, if I tick that right. Yep. It'll gradually switch over to sunny. Alright, there's our leg. Yeah, that train's one on. There's those two that branched off. So yeah, it is right where I The second place I said I thought we were. Do we have a yard track? We do. We do have a yard track I could get to. What time is it? 3:30? We could try to get over into the yard, actually. I'll probably have to do it myself. I'm not sure that Auto will let me. It's a little tricky if you're not just running the main to interact with Auto. I don't think we go past any signals, do we? It's all hand throws. So we would need to get over to here. I don't want to throw any on the main just yet. We need to get over to here. And we could use this track to pull into, because it's empty. Yeah, that would work, I think, to get us off of the main. And we could back into the yard track. Let's try it. I got a little more time. So I basically want to occupy this block right here for a bit. So I'll double right click on that to designate it. And then there is nobody coming, so that's good. I think you can request mainline authority, but you have to be on the mainline. So, will it make him mad if I throw this switch? Ooh, yeah, he's aligned that direction, so I don't want to go there. So I'm going to have to stop. See if I can get him to align those switches correctly. Keep her stretched out. Okay, now I need to redo what I'm doing here. So let me get some control points set up so I can easily switch around. So say that guy's going to be number 1. Then this is a dispatcher controlled switch. So I could take control of this whole like area and do it myself. I kind of want to work with Otto and see if I can get him to do sort of what I want to do. And we'll do this as 2. 2 over here as 3. 2 here as 4. That'll let me get over on here. Let's go back to 1. And then if I bring this up, so let me tell him that I actually want to go here. That'll get us past those dispatcher control switches, get them lined correctly. So let's try that. Dispatcher. I don't think he'll give me mainline authority because I'm not on the main line. So let's just say request signal. Let's see what he says. We don't have a signal, but he should move these switches in theory. Actually, do I have a signal down here? No, that's coming from the opposite direction. So the next signal would be way down there. Proceed on signal indication. However, he has not thrown these switches. Maybe because he doesn't know where I'm at. So right now he's got me going that direction. I don't want to go that direction. I want to go down here. So that's no good. He's not throwing the switches. Wonder if he is confused about where I am. Auto's a little bit of a pain to work with sometimes if you're not already on the main line doing something. All right, I can just do this myself. Let's try a little more. Let's tell him I'm going all the way out to Seiko sighting. Let's do cancel my routing. And we'll try again. Call when you're ready to go again. I am ready to go again. So he acknowledged. Don't see points moving yet. Proceed on signal indication. Yeah, he's not moving the points for me. So he's not smart enough to get us where we need to go. Unfortunately. So there's a way to override these. I think if I just click on that, that's a locked. Yeah, you must ask the dispatcher to unlock it first. Well, the dispatcher's not very smart. Is it right click on these? And we can switch them? Yeah, there we go. So I basically overrode his control of those two switches. And now we're aligned. You're waiting for at least one train. There's no train out here, bud. You do you, though. Alright, so we can get on the move. Let's get going. Let's throw this. Get some amps on. Brake release. Headlights on. I guess onto the main. We got to get all the way across here. Two main lines worth. And we're not moving yet. Beautiful. We're on a bit of a grade, I think, with a lot of the terrain. There we go. We're starting to move. In here so we can see if there's any wheel slip. We have enough power, but we're not like completely overpowered, so it's a little bit of a struggle getting started on a grade sometimes. We'll get there. Alright, the amps are coming down. Let's go ahead and get another notch in. We're riding right on the red line, so we want to be careful. Let's double check those are all aligned to get us over to there. Looking good. Come all the way over here. Yeah, looking good. So auto is nice, but you can't always do like local type stuff. If you're on the main line, it's pretty well rounded. If you're not on the main line, it can be a little tricky. But I basically just overrode the switches, and then we'll cancel our routing. once I'm headed off of the main. So you can see this is pink because I've got switches thrown. Pink means there's non-dispatcher controlled switches that are not aligned in the normal way. Alright, we come through there, and then we're green, we're red to go down that siding. That should all be good. So let's just keep her coming. And I should have tripped my counter, then I'd know when I was off. We do that now, we'll have a rough idea. We're 3,800 feet long. And there's nobody else coming here close. He's headed out, so he's headed away. Nobody else really in this area, so it's a good time to do it. Alright, let's pop in the cab just to take a look. We're probably going to need to use that loco track because we are fairly long. We should fit, in theory. I didn't measure it out. Oh yeah, we can use the loco track and we'll be fine. Let's double check that these switches are aligned the way I want them to be, straight, and then we're going, yeah, diverge and diverge into that empty track. Perfect. Be tight, but I think we're okay. Too much. Man, even the initial reductions just kills all the momentum. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to drag this off here. It's too many brakes. Got plenty of room up here. Once those release, yeah, the speed's picking back up again. So we'll just follow it across the mains. clearing switches as we go, and I can let go of those since we're done with them. Is that 3? Yeah, that was 3. Okay, throw that guy. And we're just about off the main. Beautiful. That should clear up the dispatcher screen. Yep, there we go. We are clear, so I can say... Give me brakes. Once again. Because that's a bumper down there. We don't want to hit that. And I can cancel our stuff if he hasn't already canceled it. Yep, he's all good. Alright, cool. He canceled us at some point and I just didn't see it. Okay, we had enough room, I think. How much further do I need to pull down? No, we're good. We are good now. We just need to back up. So let's get lined into where we need to go. And we need to go, yeah, we need to go that way, and then we need to diverge. And which one of these tracks was it? Any of these tracks, I think? Is the one next to here is the one I was planning on. That works. Alright, so we're already in there. I pulled a trade out of there, I think, on this save. That's why the switch is thrown. So there we go. We should be good to start backing up. Kind of just fit on there. Wow, we started moving so slow, I almost didn't notice it first. So I'll check one more time. Yeah, we're all clear here. So we're not going to interfere with any of the main line. Hey Shabadoo, hope I said that right. It really depends. This particular save, I just kind of like run locals and don't worry about it. Some other saves and in the past, I've assembled trains and sent them onto yards. Just kind of depends on the mood. I typically don't do like the full operation because this is just a single player world. And it'd be too much time and effort to do that, so... Like, I wanted to run a local, so I spawned in this 906J. It comes with, I think, one of the very populated SoCal saves. So I've got, like, hundreds of trains to pick from. So I just spawned it in over there on the Y and ran it. And then we're sticking it here in this yard. I don't know if I'll ever do anything with it. We'll see. But Run 8's pretty open-ended. You can just do whatever you want. Sometimes I'll hump trains in the, like, Barstow, just for fun. And then I ended up just deleting stuff to clean it up. I'm a casual Run 8 enjoyer. How about yourself? You running a railroad? Or are you just looking for ideas? Warren Von Ross has got some good videos on his channel about, like, getting started, how to run your railroad, that kind of thing, if you're into that. Warren Von Ross, all one word. Warren V-A-N. Ross, R-O-S-S. Taft Yard's getting kind of full. Yeah, I mean, you could do whatever you want, right? It's your railroad. If you wanted, you could just, you know, have a string, throw some engines on it, and send it off. Doesn't even have to be going to the right place, you know? I was yapping. I forgot to hit my counter for when we got on the siding. We'll let this bad boy roll through. I wonder if it'll fit on this track. I've got a map somewhere. I didn't dig it out. I've got all the maps from the depot server. It'll probably fit. Maybe. It might fit. We'll check it in a little bit. Oh, you've watched about them all? Sweet. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there. That's how I learned when I first started getting into it. Some of these guys weren't around back then. Watch the old school stuff. A lot of the stuff from the depot server. NS Horsehead SD70. Oleander's Gaming Emporium, I think it is. Oleander or something, anyway. What are some of the other... I've forgotten some of the other guys, but now we got a new breed making stuff too. Oh, and the other guy, what is... It's like Kazakh Fairwind or something like that. He made a ton of Run 8 stuff back in the day. Yeah, we got Warren Von Ross, Spur Gaming. Is it Blue Games? Blue Wizard? Blue Games? Something like that. I've seen some other, like, simulation channels doing some Run 8 stuff here and there. Cool to see. Which room we got back here? We can go around the squiggle. Yeah, we got room. We're good. We can even overflow under there if we needed to, but I don't want to. Let's just plan on not doing that, so we'll set that back to normal. Oh yeah, we got all kinds of room. We're good. No problem. Slow down too much. Give me a couple notches. Maybe 3. Yeah, there's a lot of old stuff out there for sure. Most of it still applies. The basics haven't really changed in years and years. I find random people every once in a while that do Run 8. There's Kung Fu Beer, I think is the channel. He used to stream it not too long ago. I've been so busy, I'm behind on all my YouTube. Kung Fu Beer might still have some stuff on his channel if you haven't watched him. It's definitely a niche simulator. It's not for everybody. I would say most gamers look at this, are like, oh, the graphics suck, and they don't give it a second thought. But they don't really want... Most of them don't really want a railroad simulator. They just want to run trains that look pretty. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just not what Run 8 offers. Yeah, we got oodles of room. What's this guy sitting here? You're the 910J. I don't remember where he goes, but obviously he's going out somewhere where there's some oil refinery or something going on. Oh yeah, we got the YBK 50. I've ran most of these at one time or another. Did I forget to grab these? Oh no, I spawned in the train. I didn't take the actual train that's usually sitting here. There's some 906J stuff sitting here in the yard though. If I wanted to build a local next time, we got them sitting here. Woo! Then there was something back over here. What are these guys? These are outbounds. Okay. Inspection due. That comes from the very populated map save that I loaded in. I had an HO car just almost exactly like that one time. Every time I see that color covered hopper, it reminds me of it. It was a beautiful model. It's one of those expensive ones with all the nice details and mesh and stuff. And my son was little and he knocked it off the layout and just smashed the crap out of it. I couldn't get mad at him. He was just a little bitty guy. He didn't do it on purpose. How do I build my locals? Again, it really depends. In the past, I've done a lot of like building them myself. From the humped cars with the local or the spawn trains tagged for industries, but lately I just don't have a ton of time, so I tend to just spawn them in and run them. That's what I did with this one. There's some really good populated saves on the depot server forums by, I think the user is Brad something. He'll have like very populated SoCal, very populated, you know, Southeast or whatever. And he's got all the worlds set up and full and tons of locals. So that tends to be what I use. And I use the depot server's industry config, so it matches all their maps and stuff that they provide, which are super nice. All right, there we go. Done. We had plenty of room. I don't know what I was worried about. Plenty of room. Excuse me. I wish we had a shutdown sound. That would be so nice. It's got a good startup sound. Turn that off. Turn the headlights off. You don't have to do all this. I just kind of like to do it. We get at least that much turned off. All right, Bob. It's been a pleasure. It's time to relinquish my train and clean up our switches. Yeah, we're over here in Bakersfield. Is this... I always forget which one is which. One's UP, one's BNSF. I think this is UP yard. North? And BNSF is down south. I think I saw a bunch of UP power sitting over there. So that's where the 906J runs out of. It's got a little, not a branch line, but a little industrial line that goes out off of a Y here. Out to a bunch of industries. It's a nice, easy local to run. But I'm going to call it here. I'm going to clean up a few switches here as we wind down the stream. But appreciate y'all hanging out here on a random stream Friday. If you're new here, I don't get to stream on any kind of regular basis. I've got a demanding career and family. There's always stuff going on. And Until last night, it had been like 3 weeks or so since I'd been able to stream. It's been a while. And I hadn't played Run 8 in a long time, so decided to do a local. Made about 2 streams worth. But I have been making videos for over a decade. There's tons of stuff in the playlist if you want to go look through there and find something interesting. Play everything from Star Citizen to Run 8 to Conan Barbarians. It's a big mix. Yeah, this must be the UP yard. There's a whole bunch of UP power sitting here. Then the southern one over here is BNSF, I think. There's another yard over here. Yeah, this must be the BN yard. There we go. So there's a bunch of locals sitting here too, because that's the very populated stuff that Brad makes. You know, he's got all stuff made up in the yards. All the industries have the appropriate cars. He does a ton of work and has a ton of real world knowledge. And then those saves also come with all these trains. So these are all just trains that you can spawn in and run, or do whatever you want with. So a bunch of them are labeled local. So I literally went to the local LS 906J, and we did the Button Willow local 1. That's the train I spawned in, and then I went out and serviced the industries and had a good time. Sometimes I'll run them directly out of the yard, though. It just kind of depends. Anywho, hope you all have a great weekend. I've got a pretty busy weekend ahead, so I don't know when I'll be streaming again. I just never know. But videos will continue to roll out on schedule. I've already got them all set to go. So even though I'm going to be busy on the weekend, won't get to record as much. I was able to record ahead. So we've got Out of War Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we've got Valheim on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Saturdays is BeamNG, the RLS Career Overhaul Hardcore Series. The next video for that is out tomorrow. And then Sunday's kind of a catch-all, or no video. This Sunday I've got Space Engineers 2, jumping back into a little bit of that. It's a good time to be a gamer. Take care, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Have a blessed weekend, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.